You have no idea how badly I want to do this reaction. By the way, hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews doing a late night, well, I guess 9 is new late here apparently, react to the Last of Us TV show trailer. One quick thing video game related I want to get out of the way. I'm very much aware of the firings that happened at G4, I think a few weeks back. And as of last week also, Kevin leaving. And, Frosk about that. She left on her own accord, and we're also talking Comcast, so even if all those reactionary rage bait Phantom Menace wannabe channels were in the right about her being fired, it's still Comcast, so they're right, but not right at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So, with that baggage out of the way, I also have to get my quick thoughts on the game series and its Part 1 remake. Unfortunately, for those rage-baiting assholes, I highly recommend Frost's last review as a X-Play host, because she did a very, very thorough review, basically explained, yeah, it's worth the money if you really are getting into the show or you want to get into the series and want to know what it's like at its peak. And yeah, it is actually pretty cool. The only big difference, obviously everyone's already said, is that Part 1 has the graphical input that Part 2 has. Speaking of, I need to do this as a now newly designated critter, so one sec. Those you know. Totally worth that. Gonna keep it in post. Yeah, leave Laura Bailey the goddamn hell alone. Because, yeah, say what you will about Abby, myself included at the time. Now, looking back, it's, I guess, Neil's attempt at making a sympathetic Negan, and honestly, it's probably way better than what Negan was getting to be later on in the Walking Dead show. Speaking of, I think the final episodes are happening, whether or not, this year, so against all odds, I'm going to try my best to watch it and compare it to the final arc of the comic, because at the very least, I owe Robert Kirkman that. So, with all my obligations of how I really feel about actual fandoms out of the way, let's get to this reaction. And one last thing, I am definitely going to talk about Kind of Funny's Games Daily. Wow, I think my comment said it best. Greg, you did a baller move, just jumping straight into the screencast. Same with Tim and everybody in the crew. We'll get to that after this react, starting now. And I don't trust my... TLS, I don't know. It's country music. I'm not a huge country guy, but it's done well in most media, like Last of Us in this case. So we got Chains, quick shot of Ellie, most of the compound in the early half of the game, the tunnel, I think, going out of Boston. Wow, that's a great backdrop. I know it's probably CG with the scenery, but it looks like a miniature to me, I don't know why. Oh, wow. Oh my god, yeah, that early section was stealthing with the clickers. Yeah, Neil, you were really into doing stealthy shit in museums. What was that? Seriously. Craig Evans, or Matthews, I'm going to get the IMDb later in the description. I think he did Chernobyl. Oh, Ellie's girlfriend from the Left Behind DLC. Speaking of people who left. Wow. Very phonetic. Cinematography is definitely what I should have seen in Chernobyl. I'm forgetting some names here already. Sorry. Wow, that's a great day one. That is right out of, wow, that's straight out of the game. Damn. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just smash cutting. Oh wow, that clicker looks good. Hello, Pedro. Can't wait to see Mandalorian Season 3, by the way. Cartoon. Wow. Coming in 2023. Officially, they didn't give an official month for it yet. And the title font just reminds me of like Stephen King's The Stand, for those who don't know. Also, I highly don't recommend the now, I guess, Paramount Plus series. Yeah, it's kind of rough, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, as a quiet, I guess, fan, casual, if anything, of the Last of Us series, this TV show looks like they put the most money and effort into it. Craig and Neil definitely have like a vision. They definitely are respecting each other's works. Craig obviously for the cinematography release, bringing in from Chernobyl. Neil obviously for being the creator of the games. I highly, again, now recommending the Games Daily on Kind of Funny's end. Basically Greg went full old school IGN rewind, but he saw a lot of shots in the daily of like, oh, there is stuff that is from the game, there's this and this and this. It's actually character accurate, and it's not like, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, where it's like they're out of obligation to appease fans instead of just actually doing something with the scenery. So again, go to my review for that. As a video game adaptation, given the speaking of Resident Evils, I think this is gonna be like the third of like 3 shows total that are becoming like video game adaptations. This looks to be the strongest out of them. I didn't want to say this because I want to save it to the end of the year. I'll probably more talk about it for Bad TV's list, but Halo had a strong start, but man, did it fail in the execution by the end. I'll talk more about that at the end of the year, but here, if anything, in HBO's case, this could be yet another win that network clearly needs after the strong views they've been getting so far with House of Dragon. I've been on Will Neff's Discord stream. Speaking of current G4 employees, they do Sunday streams on the Discord, just watching like mostly football, reality TV, and House of the Dragons, Game of Thrones wise. But everyone's in a cool place and stuff like that. And since this is the closest I'm going to be announcing like spooky movies and stuff like that, like I usually do here for Halloween month. But yes, obviously I'm going to be doing a review of Halloween Ends. Hopefully I'll try to see it in theaters, unlike I did with Kills last time. So also if BK's watching, I'm also on Black Crystal's Discord sometimes, and a very happy subscriber to her. By the way, check out all her links down below. She did a watch party for Ex Machina, and it might have motivated me to do a full actual retro review that I should have done with this movie when it was new in 2014. You'll know more about that next month. So with that all being said, my final thoughts on this trailer before we get to the end cards. It's good. Again, speaking of Game of Thrones alumni, I think the actress that played Ellie is also from Game of Thrones. She's like the queen, the kid queen of the Stark side of I guess that realm. And she definitely looks like a great front runner to be Ellie and stuff like that. Her girlfriend from Left Behind was definitely a nice little tracking shot. I think they're going to do more in that episode than I think the DLC ever did justice on, because even if it's smash cutting to when Joel got hurt during I think the winter half of the campaign, that would be pretty cool. Also, I don't know if this is confirmed or not. I don't know if Ashley Johnson or anybody from the actual voice cast of Last of Us are going to be making cameos. It'll be pretty wild to see her or Troy Baker or even people from Part 2 showing up, like in Laura's case, as Abby, as like I don't know, something along those lines. Anyway, that being said, how is this ultimately going to be compared to Walking Dead? Is this going to be a 10-year franchise? No, obviously. If you know the story for both that and Part 1, it's pretty self-contained. It basically has a beginning, middle, and end. And it definitely has that hook to be either or, just that premise for just the show as like just being an adaptation of just Part 1 or both parts. That's, again, remains to be seen personally. Should you see this show? Yeah, why not? If you're a fan of Last of Us, by the way, speaking of, I'm actually recording us on Last of Us Day. They had to rename it due to what was going on with COVID at the time, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna stick now. So happy post, I guess, Last of Us Day when this drops, later, tomorrow, I guess. And, ultimately, this fan base has survived dumb, toxic idiots, and as weird as it sounds, it is getting a lot of high likes. If I have to do the ratio, game order, how these guys talk about, but ratio-wise, I don't know, likes and dislikes is pretty cool. Also, to that one guy that goes on, whatever those idiots, his channel's like, how do you even know what the dislike was? Like, dude, you just get a Chrome extension. Anyway, jokes those idiots aside, end card's finally coming up to my previous video here, which was, I believe, hang on, this is what happens when I go off the cuff here. Sorry, guys. I think it was my long overdue Cobra Kai review. Yeah, I think it was. And other hand here to the shorts players to my quick little bit with Damien and his quick thoughts on some upcoming, fan castings from Nando V movies. I am a huge fan of his channel. I'm happy to see him getting a second channel, and I really hope he uses that second channel to be more editorialized for, like, castings people are just being up in arms about for reasons. Honestly, Kiki Palmer, if she really wants to be Rogue, go for it. I'm not going to stop her, personally. That being said, shirts, and I guess the closest thing to, like, Joel, if you was a New Yorker, gear here, to sub the channel if you want to see more of my rambling nonsense. Also, notification bell down below. Like this video, because I'm pretty sure, like, if any of those guys even watch my channel, be like, why are you acting like this? I'm like, because I like these franchises as they are, and they're fine. And, yeah, that all being said, take care, subscribe. This is Retrokid Reviews, and, yeah, I guess we're gonna learn a little thing or two about loss. But then again, this is Pedro Pascal Joel. He's good. It could be better. Hey, this is probably the closest, other than Greg later today, that did a Wonder Woman 84 quote. Yeah, we're in weird times. I'm just saying, as far as video game adaptations go. This is actually a good spot, for once.